So before starting the session, let's quickly check the, the system, whether you having the system ready with or not. So we are going to use here an online ID code sandbox.io because I know many people having the issue on their local machine. So that's why I'm using this online ID. So just open this URL, everyone. This session is recorded, don't worry about it. We will share the recording also. You don't need to record. Even I will not give you the permission to record it. So what you have to do here, you have to just open the URL code sandbox.io. It's a online ID where you can practice all the front-end technology like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, even Angular, React, Node.js, and many more. I hope you are able to open this one. Can you confirm, please, everyone? So just open the code sandbox.io. Okay, very good. So now there is an option available to create our first HTML project. So here we having the option available to get started with it. So here there is option available start coding. Just open this URL. I'm sharing you one more URL here. This is the next URL you have to open. Are you coming on this screen? So there we having a static code sandbox. So today is the day one of this workshop. As I said, it's a 5 days workshop. So first we will start with HTML, then I will teach you about the CSS, then we will start with JavaScript. So these are the three major technology we are going to cover in this workshop. So today we will start with HTML. So make sure everyone has opened this URL and you have to do the code along with me. I hope everyone has opened this URL. Yes or no? Please do confirm through the chat window. Very good. So here, are you getting the option for static code sandbox for HTML? This one. And guys, if you're doing the hands-on, just do one thing, just divide the screen into two sections like this way. On the half screen, just open the Zoom meeting. On the half screen, just open your browser where you will do the hands-on. So for doing the hands-on, please divide your screen into two sections. On the half screen, just open the Zoom meeting. On the half screen, just open the browser so that you can do the code along with me. So now here, you will get the option for static code sandbox. Click on this one and it will open a URL like this way. So if you're looking for the URL, I'm directly sharing the URL with you. There you can access it. I shared the direct URL from where you can open it. Yet the URL I have shared with you. Just open this URL directly. And guys, here, when it is coming to, creating, or you can say just using this code sandbox, you having the two options. Like one option is here as an anonymous, you can use it. But in that case, you will not able to save your work there, whatever you will do in this workshop. So I suggest you here, please do sign up over here. so that after the workshop as well, you will have the code within your account. So on the right hand side, you will see there is option available sign in. There is option available create account. So just do the sign in over here or sign up over here. So when you will click on the sign in option, there is a link I'm sharing with you, the sign in option. There, just do login using your Gmail ID, using your GitHub ID or any other ID. Okay. So just do sign in over here using your Gmail ID or GitHub ID, what are the ID you having. So I'm having here the GitHub ID. So I'm using that one. You can use the Gmail ID. So using your Gmail ID, please do log in there. Are you going to log in here, everyone? So guys, a Code Sandbox is a very good online IDE which you can use every time for learning purpose, especially learning the front end. You don't need to set up anything locally. Everything will be available on your online inside the browser. Okay. So now I have logged in here. I will reload the same page which I have opened previously. It will just fork my website, whatever I have created there. Yeah, of course, sometime it will take time. So don't worry about it. Now you can change the name for it. Here, have you opened it, everyone? So in the left hand side, what are the changes you will do? You can see in the right hand side here. So let's say this is static template. I'm going to change here. Welcome to Scholar at 5 days Frontend developer workshop. There is a text I'm checking. Just save it. As you will save it, it automatically fork and it will give us a name here. Now this name you can change. I'm giving the name here at Scholar Head Workshop, Scholar Head Frontend. Just give the name like this way. Frontend Workshop Day 1. I'm giving the name like this way. So when you will do some changes and try to save it, here at the top label, it will give a random name. But that name you have to change like this way, Scholar Head Frontend Workshop Day 1. And I'm sure you are getting the output like this way. Are you getting the output like this way? Welcome to Scholar Head 5 days Frontend Developer Workshop. Can you confirm, everyone? After the login to the Code Sandbox, there is an option available to create the account. I already shared the link. I'm sharing the link again if you're looking for the link. First, everyone do log in to the Code Sandbox using your Gmail ID. Have you logged in, everyone? And there you have to create a HTML5 static template. So you have to come to this page here. After the login, you have to come to this page and there the option is available. This is static HTML5 codes and box. From this static HTML5 codes and box, you have to do the things. Gokul, please don't do the spamming over here. I will remove from the meeting. Guys, if you're having the VS code, you can use the VS code as well. It is for those people who don't have the setup, because I don't want to look for the setup. Better to go ahead with the online ready-made setup instead of dealing with like this way. Already the font size have increased. I don't think it is smaller one now. So here just open this URL, the URL, whatever I'm sharing with you. This is the URL. And using this URL, you will come to on this screen. Then create a static HTML5 template like this way. This way I'm sure everyone will get the things. So here I'm suggesting you please first log into the sandbox account so that you can save it after the master class. Otherwise, what will happen? You will not able to save it. So I hope everyone has completed. Okay. Now let me tell you here the agenda for the session is. So I hope everyone has set up the things. So agenda for the session is I'm sharing with you. It's a 5 days workshop as I suggested to you. So today we having the day 1. In the day 1, we will start with introduction to HTML. So today we will start with HTML and we will create a personal portfolio as well, where we will keep the things. Tomorrow I will teach you the CSS, then we will cover the JavaScript fundamental and the JavaScript advanced concept. So this is the way the workshop is designed for you. At the on the last 5 days, you will get the certificate as well. Even we will give you a free course access from the Scholarhead so that you can learn the things in more detail about HTML, CSS, and so you are going to get 5 things from this workshop. First is you are going to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Second thing is we are going to learn everything by doing the code. Third thing is here we are going to build the project, because until you are not building something as we having the real life, you will not understand the things well. Fourth thing is you will get a certificate on the 5th day of this workshop. And the next is here, you are going to get a HTML, CSS course access as well that I will share on the last day. Okay. So this is the way. Let's get started with the HTML. So I just set up the things. I hope everyone is now ready with the ID. So now let's proceed further to kick start with the HTML. So before starting the HTML, let me introduce to myself so that you have the understanding about your mentor. So my name is Shalin Chauhan. I'm the founder and CEO of Scholarhead and the .NET Tricks. I'm a speaker and technical consultant. I'm Microsoft MVP from last 8 years. I'm a corporate trainer. I deliver the training to the many corporate like IBM, Civica, Cognizant, and many more corporate. I keep doing the training. I'm Microsoft certified as your professional. I have trained so far more than 1 lakh student live through my various workshop, through my various corporate training program, and through our various live training program. I have written 15 plus ebooks on interview question answer on .NET, Cloud, JavaScript, and various other technologies. I'm the author of 500 plus articles. These articles are available on .NETX.com and scholarhead.com. I have created so far 30 plus video based courses which are available on scholarhead.com. So this is about me in brief. So let's get started with the today's session. As I said, we're going to start with the HTML. Before getting started with the HTML, you should know why you should learn the front-end technology. Have you think about why you should learn the front-end technologies? The reason behind it for learning the front-end technology is everywhere, whenever you're going to start a new business, you have to build an application. The application can be a website. The application can be a mobile application. The application can be a desktop application. So ultimately, we need a front end. Through that front end, we can interact with the customer. Our customer can interact with us. So how that front end of the application we can build, or who are the people who are actually building that front end? So front end developers are the people who are building that front end. So that's why front end skill are very much in demand. So when it is coming to where we having the maximum number of jobs in the market, it is a front end developer jobs. The reason behind it, backend side, there is not much to explore here because the people are building the backend from the 97. But when it is coming to today digitization world, where every business is moving online, they just making the processes online, because before the COVID, many businesses were running offline mode. But after the COVID, the people now understood if they will not make the business online, they will not survive. If it will happen again in future. So because of that purpose, people are started to build the front end. Companies are hiring a front end developer so that they can make the website, they can make the desktop application, they can make the mobile application. So ultimately, who is going to build? This is a front end developer. So that's why this is all about the workshop intention. Okay, some people are saying the AI are creating its own front end. AI is not actually creating the actual front end that is needed by the client. Only AI is helping you to just create the some basic website. Just take a simple example where you have to create a website, a page for contact us, where you have to just display some list. So such basic thing can be created through the AI. AI cannot make the Facebook. AI cannot make the UI for the Netflix. AI cannot make the UI for the scholarhead.com. It is not possible. AI can help us to create a sign up page UI. AI can help us to create a login page UI. AI cannot help you to write the complete backend code, connect it, and what are the business use cases we having. That is not possible to do through the AI. So ultimately, AI is helping us to improve our productivity. So when it is coming to the AI is just like a tool. As we are using the Visual Studio as a tool for writing the code, similar way AI you can use as a coding, I will say coding Sarthi, you can say in anything, or coding friend who actually helping you while writing the code. This is the job is going to done by the AI tool like we have in ChatGPT and others. I hope it is clear to everyone. Guys, the session I'm recording, don't request the session for recording. You will get the recording. Right now, please do focus here for dealing the things simply. So right now, do focus on the learning. The video we will share. Don't worry about it. So when it is coming to the HTML, I'm covering everything from beginning. So when it is coming to building any website, whatever you are looking at over the internet, in all the website, you are using the HTML. Without the HTML, you cannot imagine a website UI. Because HTML is not a programming language, HTML is a markup language, which is helping us to display the content, which is helping us to display the data, whatever we have stored in the database. So database can be your SQL database, the database can be the NoSQL database. And using the HTML, we can build a static website where on the page itself, we are putting all our content, whatever we are going to display to the end user. So the HTML5 first time came in 91. So 91, the team one nuts created the HTML. Then in 95, we having HTML2, HTML3, HTML4. Then we having the XHTML. Then we having the HTML5. And now when it is coming, the latest version of HTML, it is HTML5. So right now we are learning the HTML5 for building the things over here. So theory part I'm not covering much. I'm just giving a brief introduction to it so that you will get started it. So when it is coming to get started with the HTML5, so you can use any editor. It can be Notepad++. You can have Visual Studio, Bracket, Eclipse, VS Code. What are the IDE you like? One of the IDE you can use to get started with the HTML. So if you're looking for a HTML structure, this is a basic HTML5 structure where we having HTML tag, and inside the HTML tag, we having a heading tag, and further inside the heading tag, we having the many other tags also. Like we having the title tag, we having the script tag, we having the style tag, and we having the various other metadata tag also. Then we having a body tag where what are the content we are writing that is going to be displayed to the end user on the screen. That's the body tag. It's a basic HTML structure we are having. Even exactly same thing we having in the code, whatever we have generated. If you're looking at here, this is a doc type declaration. So this doc type declaration we are having about the HTML5. So if you're willing to find out which version of HTML we are using, how you will identify which version of HTML you're using. So by looking at the doc type declaration, you able to identify which version of HTML you're using on the web page. So if you're having a doc type declaration like this way, doc type HTML public, and you having like this way XHTML, it means you are using the XHTML in your website. If you're having a doc type declaration, simple. This is the doc type declaration we having for HTML5. If you don't have the doc type declaration, it will be decided by the browser which HTML it will use, which version of HTML it will use to render your HTML page. So it is always advised to mention a doc type declaration at the top level so that you can inform to the browser we are going to use HTML5, XHTML, or we are going to use HTML, the older version. So doc type should be there. So wherever the HTML pages you will find out it's a doc type like this way. It is a information to browser. It is a HTML5 document. Then after that you will see we having here a HTML tag where we have mentioned the language EN for English. Means the language for the HTML page is here English. If you don't want to mention it, you can remove it here like this way. That is also fine. And whatever the language you will mention, you can use it. So ultimately what happens here whenever we are making the web page, so that time in the web page we having mainly two sections. The section one is header section. So if it is coming to the page, this is my header section. Then we having the body section. So header section is not visible to us. In the right hand side, what are the output I'm getting? This output is coming because of this body section. So whatever I have added to the body section, that is coming into the right hand side. So what is the benefit of using the header section? So ultimately, header section is helping us to add some metadata information. It is helping us to add all the necessary files which we needed to render our HTML markup. So that necessary file can be a style sheet, it can be a script file which we are using on the web page, so that we can style our document elements, so that we can do some interaction with the help of JavaScript. So such code we write inside the heading tag over here. Now let me explain what is the role of the meta tag we having here. So when it is coming to the meta tag, so in the meta tag actually helping us to add some metadata information to the page. This metadata information is always read by the browser to render that HTML page. Even this metadata information also read by the search engine. Like we having the Google board, we having the Bing search engine, Google search engine, and Yahoo search engine. So these search engine actually read this metadata, and based upon that, they get to know about the behavior of that particular web page that you have designed for your website. So if you look at here, in the metadata, we have mentioned a char set, UTF-8. Char set means what are the character we are going to use on this web page, they are coming under the UTF-8 coding. Because what are the character you're writing on the system, they are the part of the UTF-8 coding. Unicode characters are coming over there. The next tag we having about the viewport. So what happens here, every device having a viewport. So let's say whenever you are accessing this web page on mobile screen. So for the mobile screen, the size is small. If you don't mention this viewport, what will happen? You will start getting a zoom and zoom out. But here with the help of viewport, I can scale the page to the 1.2. Means don't zoom in the text of the web page. Because on the desktop, we having a width, a complete width. But in the same, but the same thing in the browser, in the mobile phone, you start getting zoom in. So how we can remove that zoom in and zoom out? By mentioning the viewport initial scale 1.2, I can remove the zoom in and zoom out. If let's say you have designed a web page and you're trying to access over the mobile, and it is not opening as it is opening in a browser, or as we are accessing a normal website. So the issue is here with viewport. You have not set the viewport for that web page. That is important to set. Then this is about the compatibility with the browser. So here you can mention even this, all the meta tag are not important to define. So you can remove it here. Viewport is important. Even char set you can also skip. But as a advice, these things you should always mention, so that whenever the browser is rendering your web page, browser is aware of what character set you are using, what are the viewport you are willing to set for the web page. And next one, we having the title, because every web page having a title that is going to be used to identify. So this is the title of my web page. So title of the of this page I'm making here, let's say Scholar Head Workshop. Start writing the code with me. Workshop Day 1. This is the title I'm keeping. Now I'm just removing this one. As you remove it, the right hand side will be empty here. I'm right? I hope the things are clear to everyone. Abdul, when it is coming to define between the XHTML and HTML is not case sensitive. Even HTML does not need a closing tag for the respective opening tag. But when you will mention the XHTML, so XHTML will force the XML rules there. As per the XML rule, you should follow the proper naming convention. Even if you having a open tag, it must have a closing tag also. So this is the things we having about the XHTML and a normal HTML difference. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay, perfect. So when it is coming to the HTML is having the tags. So when it is coming to a tag, so tag always come in the pairs. So we having the open tag, we having the closing tag. So the difference between the open tag and closing tag is having one extra backslash, this one. So this extra backslash is contained by the closing tag. Otherwise, it is similar to the opening tag. So whenever you are writing your text or what are the text you're willing to display to the user, you have to keep between the opening tag and the closing tag like this way. This is my opening tag. This is my closing tag where we are keeping our text here. So we having the various tags which are available as a part of the HTML. So we having the tag which we use inside the heading tag. So inside the heading tag, you will use the title to define the title of the page. You will use style to define the inline style. Because sometimes it happens you want to make the paragraph color as red or paragraph font size, let's say 20 pixel. So we can define a style for our HTML tag. So inside the style tag, I can define it. Meta tag is about for adding the metadata information about the viewport, the metadata information about the keyword which we are going to use on that web page, a brief description, because when it is coming to accessing the thing, those things are coming to there. Link for linking the external style sheet. A script tag is here for writing the inline script. No script is about sometimes you might disable the JavaScript on the browser. So how you will get to know the JavaScript are enabled at the page level or not, or inside the browser. So that thing can be done using the no script there. And we having the base tag. Sometimes it happens you have to open a web page through a base URL. So that base URL can be done through the heading tag. Now let's see all these heading tag. Let's say inside the heading tag, the sub tag within action. So if you will see, this is the metadata where we have defined for the viewport. But here we can define the another meta tag as well. Let's see. So I can define a one more meta tag where I can mention the name as keyword. Because when it is coming to defining the keyword, so keyword we will define from here. So guys, make sure now you have opened your IDE at the online one so that you can practice along with me. I hope everyone has opened the things. I'm right. Yes or no? So here I'm just mentioning the keywords. So keywords is a metadata information you can attach to your HTML page. And these keywords are used by the search engine as well. So search engine will get to know, okay, on this web page, you're going to use these keywords. But as per the latest Google update, they are not reading about these meta tag about the keywords, but still some old search engine is still using the keywords metadata. where I can mention the content about the keyword. So let's say I can define the keyword for my HTML page. It is scholar head workshop. This is a keyword, let's say I'm adding. If somebody will search about the scholar head workshop about the search engine, so my page should rank there. So intention is here for adding the keyword there. I can add the HTML workshop. Let's say somebody might be looking for the HTML workshop, that keyword I can mention over there. Now save it. You have to every time save the things. So metadata will not look here in the right hand side. Metadata will be available only in the source code. If you will inspect the right hand side, you can inspect here. After the inspection, you will find out this HTML heading and you start getting a meta tag. Can you see? I'm getting here a keyword. Scholar head workshop, HTML workshop. So whatever I'm adding here, it is coming as a metadata. So in the source code of this web page, you will find out. Similar way, you can add a brief description. Even if you are searching for, a website on Google. Let's see, just search a website over the Google. I'm searching the scholar head itself. So whenever searching your website, so how the Google is getting know? This is the title. So from where this is coming, this is the title. Where I have defined the title, if you will see on the web page, this is the title, Scholar Head Workshop Day 1. So what are the title you will mention, Google will display here. Then next we having a brief description. So this brief description, actually Google always take from the web page or it take from the meta description. So here so far I have not added the meta description. If you will come to here, I can add a one more meta tag about description. So here I'm adding a one more tag here about the description where I can mention scholar head is a ed tech platform which deliver the online training on various technologies. So let's say I'm just adding a brief description about it. So this brief description, Google start showing here when somebody will search about the scholar head. So this is the way how the things are going to appearing inside the search engine. So these metadata information are important whenever you are dealing, whenever you are adding them over here. But metadata is not visible on the web page. It is visible as a source code. So when you will see the source code, that time only you able to check where the things are coming. Otherwise, you will not get it. But this information is very important from the point of view of the search engine, like Google, Bing, or any other search engine. Clear for everyone? Abdul, it's not an example for any other website. Everywhere you will have the same thing. Just access any website. Exactly same thing you will get. A title you will get here. A brief description you will get over there. And you will get some link. The link which people mostly access. The Google automatically pick from that website and start displaying them. But it will not happen for every page. It will happen only for the few pages. That's why here I'm just going to show the example where Google is going to pick up so that you can relate it. For running the things, you have to just save the file. Control S you have to press so that you can save it. Are you saving the file now, everyone? Viewport is all about whenever you are accessing the same web page on various devices like mobile phone, tablet, laptop, and desktop. So every device having a different size of the screen. So to the different size of the screen, we have to maintain here. On the different side of the screen, my page, my text should be properly visible. There should not be any zoom in and zoom out. So that's why I'm using the viewport here, so that I will not get the zoom in and zoom out behavior. Make sense? Now here I'm adding inside the body tag, I'm adding a heading. Here there is a h1 tag opening and this is my closing. I'm just adding here welcome to Scholar Head. I'm adding this heading, let's say welcome to Scholar Head. It is start getting like this way. Here I added a paragraph as well. Let's say I'm adding a paragraph. So let's design something that is real. So let's say here we have added these three paragraphs. So learn life from these many things. Let's say this design I'm trying to recreate here. So this is the first paragraph. I'm closing it. So when it is coming to showing the text, so paragraph is a tag which we can use to display the things as a paragraph. Even when it is coming to writing something on a notebook as well, you have seen we write the things in paragraph. Exactly in HTML also, we having a P tag. So that P tag is about the paragraph there. Okay. When it is coming the keyword, so keyword is used by the search engine, like we have Bing, Yahoo, Google, and any other. So by looking at the keyword, the search engine start ranking your web page on that particular keyword. And description is a meta description is about to display a brief website detail over the search engine. So those things are coming from the description tag. Hema, when it is coming to the description now, so the thing is Google actually keep changing the search algorithm. Now Google is not only looking at the description metadata, meta tag. Google is looking at the content of the web page as well. So based upon the content on the web page, you are having Google make them bold so that you will get to know these are the relevancy of these particular text on the web page also. So so the search engine algorithm, they keep changing. So they not only checking the description metadata, they also checking the content of the web page. Based upon that, they are doing the things. Make sense to everyone? I'm right? Okay. So we were learning about the tag. So we having the open tag. So the another tag is here. We having the, let's say, style tag. So what happens here if you're willing to define some styling for the page? So I can use a style tag. Again, this style tag I will use inside my header tag. So what are the header tag we having here? I will use it. So when we define the style, we can define the style as we having the HTML tag. So we having here h1 tag. Let's say for h1 tag, I can define the color. Let's say I'm making the color as blue this way. Now save it. As I mentioned, the color is blue. All the h1 tag will become here blue. So this is the use case we having for style tag here. Even I can change the font size as well. Even the font family also. So if you're willing to change, let's say font family for entire web page. So I can use a HTML tag and I can mention here font family. So font family, let's say I'm making here Vardhana, Sejo UI. This font family I'm just mentioning. Save it. Now the font family has been changed. So this is the way the text, whatever it is displaying and displayed by the browser, we can change in terms of color, in terms of font size, font family. So this is the way a style tag we are using. And there we are designing the things over there. Make sense? To run the things, please press Ctrl+S. You have to save every time. After the saving, you will get the output. Title tag is not showing here because it's a inline window of it. When you will open it in a new window, there is option available, open a new window. So when you will open it in a new window, you will get the proper title. Can you see? It's a proper title, Scholar Head Workshop Day 1. So this is a new window. The people who actually are not able to see the thing, they can open a new window. This is a side by side. I'm opening the new window. And what are the changes I have done? I can see in this new window now. Now can see properly. The title is coming, Scholar Head Workshop Day 1. Whatever I have defined here. Clear now? Even you can see the other tag as well. If you will use here, you can see we having the viewport, keywords, description, everything is coming like this way. So just open here in the new window. So there is option available, open in new window. If you want to see everything in action. I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay. So this is about the style tag, which I was explaining here. Then similar way, we having the tag for script. If you're willing to write some JavaScript code, we can write inside the script tag. So here I can write some JavaScript code. So come here, I'm using a script tag where I can write my simple JavaScript. I'm just simply writing console. I'll just do one thing. I'm just simply writing, let's say console.log. And here I'm using hello world. So you will see hello world in the console. Save it. So you will not see hello world anywhere on the web page. It will come inside the console. So to see the console, do right click, then inspect it. And in the browser console, you will reload the things. Now if you will see hello world. So what are the hello world I have mentioned here inside the script tag? I can see here now. Because at the console level, I'm showing it. I hope you're getting the things now. This is the script tag. Clear to everyone? About the CSS, I will teach you tomorrow. Today, I'm not teaching you the CSS. So when I'm using the style, in the style, you can use tag as well. You can use the CSS classes as well. So I'm using the tag style, not the CSS class style for making them. Console is a built-in object in the JavaScript which help us to add the messages into the console window. As we having the console application for, in .NET, Java, and any other, how we do there? We use the command prompt, we run the things and get the output. Similar way in the JavaScript also, we are doing the same thing here. Clear? The search engine optimization cannot be done through the AI tool. AI tool can tell you what things are missing on your web page. It can suggest you the changes to be done on the web page and then do the changes so that your website start ranking on Google. So I hope the tag are clear to everyone. Are you getting this workshop helpful? Yes or no? Do you know such things before? I'm sure many people already learn the HTML, but they just learn the HTML about H1, H2, H3, H4. They actually don't know how the Google, how the Bing are looking at our web page and how they are dealing with the HTML. Make sense to everyone? Okay. So the next thing we having about here, the no script tag. As I said here, sometime it happens you might disable the JavaScript. So how to detect the JavaScript disable in my browser or not? So that can be detect using the no script tag. So I can add here the no script tag where I can mention a message. Please enable JavaScript. It is especially helpful whenever you are building a front-end application using Angular, React, and Vue.js. So when you are using the Angular, React, and Vue, if the JavaScript is disabled, how you will render the web pages? So in that case, you should always add a no script tag there so that you can instruct the user, please enable the JavaScript to proceed on this website. If somebody is not enabling the JavaScript, don't allow the interaction to interact with the HTML page. So right now JavaScript is enabled in my case. You will see everything is fine, but let me disable it. So for disabling the JavaScript, we having some extension. So can set up extension to disable the JavaScript. Through that, the things can be done. So here, this is my JavaScript extension I'm having. I'm just showing to you. And using that, I will disable the JavaScript. This is the one. So this is my extension. I'm just going to disable it. Can you see? I have disabled the JavaScript. I start getting this message. Please enable the JavaScript to proceed on the site. Even we can do one thing. We can add here a div here. And inside that div, I can add a color. So I can add a color here. Let's say style. That is a background color. Background red. And take the complete width of the screen. Height of the screen is 100 VH. Width of the screen is 100 VH. So don't show any other text if JavaScript is disabled. I think JavaScript disable. Let me enable it to deal with it. Let me save this complete code first and enable the JavaScript. So JavaScript disable actually not loading the the code sandbox because it is also needed that. Okay. Now let me paste the code which I have just mentioned. Now reload the things here. So I'm disabling the JavaScript. Can you see here? I'm getting a complete red like this way. VH is here stand for the view height. So what are the device you are using? The device complete height I'm using. Okay. So I'm using here 100 width of the screen and so that it is coming over here like this way. So this way we can prevent the user interaction over the web page. If the user has disabled the JavaScript, if user is enabling the JavaScript, we can enable it like this. It is now working fine. I'm right? how to force the user to enable the JavaScript. If you are building a application using Angular, React, and other JavaScript framework. Clear to everyone? Okay. Then we having the many tag inside the body tag we can use. We can use the many text tag, like we having paragraph, we having the div, hyperlink, anchor tag, image tag, table tag, list tag, paragraph tag. Even we can comment the things as well. So we having the so many tags over here. So now let's do the hands-on with few of the tags so that we can do the things here. So when it is coming to this design here, so here if you will see, I'm using here a paragraph tag. So when it is coming to write some paragraph, a paragraph in the text format, it is always prefer to use paragraph tag. But many time it happens, we are going to create some section on the page. So when it is coming to create the section of the page, if you will see, this is our website where we having the section. This is my section 1 where we just showing a header. This is our section 2 where we just displaying some training information. Similar way we having the section 3. In the section 3 we are showing about the hands-on labs. Then we having the section 4 where we are showing the interview question answer. Then we having the next section where we are sharing about the upcoming masterclass detail. So these section we just add using a div tag. So div tag is known for division. So what are the web page we having? If we are going to divide into the multiple section, we can divide using the div tag here simply. So let's see how we can do that section designing when it is coming to make through the HTML. So here, let's say I'm adding a section. So section we always make through the div tag here. And this section I want to make a heading. So heading for this section is, in heading we can use H1, H2. And always remember one thing, whenever you are using the heading tag, so heading tag having a sequence as well, especially from the perspective of SEO. Do you know how the Google is going to create the keyword on your web page? So Google always give the priority to the few tag which you are adding on the web page. So tag is here H1, H2, H3, H4, H5. So to H1, the Google always consider a primary keyword on the web page. H2 is a secondary keyword on the web page. H3 is the next third keyword on the web page. So whenever you are putting the content on the web page and that information you want to inform to the Google, always keep that main keyword inside H1, H2, H3, and H4. And this should come in a sequence as well. It's not the case I'm putting here H1 first, and before the H1, I can keep H2. If you will keep the H2 before the H1, so you are confusing the Google. So always you have to put H2 after H1, H3 after H2, H4 after H3. So that to the Google, you are telling all the heading information in a proper sequence. And based upon that, Google will understood this page is structured well. This page structure is designed as per the SEO purpose. I hope it is clear to everyone. H1 you should have only one on the web page. H2 you can have multiple. It is always advised to have one primary keyword that you should keep an H1. Secondary keyword can be multiple. Clear to everyone? So here I'm adding a H2, not H1. So heading for my H2 is, I'm keeping here, let's say, our training programs for fresher and beginners. That's I'm adding a heading here. Our training program for beginners, and here you can list down some trainings here. So how we can do some training listing here? Of course, this training program having a image banner like this. We having a image banner. Then we having a again a heading. Then we having a basic detail here, so that we can do the things over there. The hidden one you should not keep, because every time Google will not consider. Google is now smart. Google is not in the early stage where you can keep the things hidden and Google will consider it. No, Google is now smart as you are smart. Okay, so Google will not consider. Don't keep the things in hidden form now. Okay, so here we can design a section. I'm adding a section where I will keep my trainings. Where let's say I'm adding a training. So this time let's say I'm using here H3. So we having a training H3, that is let's say Frontend developer training for beginners here. And of course, this training pointers you have to tell to the user. Otherwise, user will not take the interest. I'm right. So how the pointers we can show? So those pointers we can list down here as a unordered list. So we having the two types of list, unordered list and the order list. If you want to mention the number, let's say the list in the number format, 1, 2, 3, 4, then there we use order list. Syntax is here oval. When it is coming to the, just keeping the dot at some pointers, then we use here unordered list, UL there. Let's say I'm adding here UL here and li, where I'm adding some pointers, learn, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React from scratch. Let's say such this way we are just adding the some pointers so that you can showcase to the user, learn by doing hands-on labs here. Learn by building the project. Okay. Here I'm just adding some pointers here. Prepare for the interview. Now just save them. Let me now put it over here. You can see I'm getting the things. Front-end developer training programs for beginners where we added few pointers. Okay. This I'm getting. Even there should be a banner as well. If willing to keep a banner, so that banner of the training I can keep like this way. IMG, then banner source I can mention. So right now I can just copy this banner image, banner URL. Let me copy this image link. That image link directly I can put there. Banner link. So banner is also coming. Clear? H2 is coming in the output. This one, this is my H2, and this is coming the H2. This is coming as H3, like this way. Yeah. Make sense? So whatever I'm teaching you here, I'm connecting through a real website. Nothing is just, I'm just teaching you, because until you will not connect with the real web page, learning is incomplete. I'm right? Yes or no? So whatever the things we are building by looking at a real website so that you can connect why we are learning the UL, why we are learning the H2, H1 image. I'm right? Yes or no? So this is the way the things are coming here now. How many people are doing the hands-on here? Okay, maximum people are doing the hands-on, very good. The people who are in hurry, who were thinking I will do, I'm having some magic and I can just move a magic stick and you will learn the HTML. No, this will not happen. You have to stay with me for next 5 days if you want to learn the HTML in a real life example, how to build the things in reality. It's not the case with just learning H2, H1, H3 paragraph, and you are not able to connect it where to use, how to use it. That thing should be in the real life example. Now, the next thing we having about when we are writing the HTML tag, there we define the attributes as well. So for attributes, they always come in key value pair. So we having the key, then we having the value. So when it is coming to the attribute, here we have not used any attribute to UL or H3, but we have used the attribute to the IMG tag. So this is my attribute name, and this is my attribute value. I have mentioned here like this one. Similarly, we can define the attribute for UL as well. If you're willing to define the attribute for UL, I can define the attribute for UL as well here. So here I can define the attribute, let's say, I can define an inline style sheet. So here I can mention an inline style where I'm using, let's say, list style type as disk this way. Let's say list style type by default is disk here. List style type, I can mention, let's say, a circle. A decimal like this way. So this way also we can change the list style because I want to help the user in counting as well, because people are not able to count. Why not we can help the user to count them by looking at this? Okay, user will get to know these are the 4 features they are offering. Otherwise, in case of previous case, user need to count himself. If I mention like this way, user need to count himself because the numbers was not there. Hello to everyone. Guys, the people who join late, they are of course having the challenge from where I'm writing the code and how I'm doing the things. Already explained the beginning. So website is here, similarly mention here code sandbox, and from there you have to access it. So clear for everyone? Now there is a one important thing need to know about the types of elements. We having the 2 types of elements. We having the block elements and we having the inline elements. So block elements are those elements which are taking the complete width of the screen. Like we having the P tag, heading tags, OL, UL, pre tag, div tag, form tag, table tag. So all these are the block elements which always take the complete width of the screen. If writing the element just next to it, they always start from the new line. So block element always start from the new line and they take the complete width of the screen. So what are the elements we having? Those elements we will access there. Guys, to get the recording of this workshop, you have to follow our YouTube channel. On this YouTube channel, we will share the recording. I'm sharing the link. Even we having a WhatsApp group as well. Through the WhatsApp group also, the recording we will share. I'm sharing the link of the YouTube channel. Please do like and subscribe. Here we will post all the recording. And I hope you are the part of the WhatsApp group. I'm right? Yes or no? If you are not the part of the WhatsApp group, that link also I'm sharing with you. You can join it. If you have already joined, please don't join it. It is fine. So first, go to the YouTube channel. Just do like and subscribe so that when we will have the video ready, we will post there. Attendance, we are taking through the Zoom meeting. Don't worry about it. Whenever you are joining, that time we are taking the attendance. I share a WhatsApp group link. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, you can join through the link I share there. If you already, guys, we having the two WhatsApp group here, the workshop 1 and workshop 2. Because in this workshop, we having more than 1,000 plus registration. Because the limitation of the WhatsApp, we have to pay the second group. So please don't join this group if you're already the part of the first group. Otherwise, you will be the part of the both the group. Some people start asking when the class will over. Do you think you are not learning from the session? I will take the session till 9:30. It is at least 1.5 hour session. This is the YouTube link I shared with you. You can join. So please do like and subscribe to get the recording of this workshop. So good to go ahead now. Okay. So these are the block elements where they are starting from a new line always. Then we having the inline elements. So inline element does not start from the new line. They only take the space that is necessary for them. So we having this span, strong, img, label, input, select, text area, button, object. So these are the inline elements. They only take the space that is needed for the text. And where if you have any width of the element, only to that width, they will take the size. So always remember we having the two types of elements in the HTML, block elements, which start from the new line and take the complete width of the screen, inline elements that needed the space that only needed for them. Simple. So this is about the HTML tag that everyone must know. Am I right? Now come to the next section that is about the tables. So what happens here whenever we are making the web page? So many times we need to display the data in the tabular format. There are many examples where we actually using the tables in scholarhead.com. So when it is coming to log in to the scholarhead.com, say here we having the live training schedule, or we having the live batches detail. So this is a live batches detail. So this content actually we are displaying in the tabular format. It's a row 1, column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So whenever you have to display such content where you are showing the schedule for the training program, where I'm just showing from where you can join the schedule here. So there we need to use a table The content we have to display in a tabular format. Even if you will see here, if you will use, so such a table we can design using the table tag in HTML, where we can define the header, we can define the column, we can define the row for each of them. So let's go ahead for that. How we can show the schedule for the classes. So here I'm adding a one more section where I will show the schedule. So I'm adding a one more div like this way, where I'm adding the batch schedule. Let's say upcoming batches. So the upcoming batches details we want to display to the user in the tabular format. So I'm adding here a table like this way. In the table I'm using the tr, and here I'm adding a heading, table heading. So table heading, let's say I'm adding a batch code. I'm adding a batch code. I'm adding a training program name, time. It is a training program. Then we having the timing. Their timing I'm showing here. Then I'm having another heading where I'm using, let's say, actions. So what are the actions button you having? I can keep over there. And I'm using here another tr like this way. I'm using a td. So ultimately the requirement is here we need to display the upcoming batches information. So batch code is here, let's say SHT101. Training program is here, let's say Frontend developer. Training. Timing is here. Let's say we having the 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST. This is a timing. Action. So action we can define here. I will add, let's say, a button. And using the button, I will allow the user to join the session. So join session. Even if you will see in a Scholar Hat, we having a join session button. So when we will have a Saturday, so that time this button will enable and our student join our live training program through the dashboard itself. Exactly same way, I'm just going to show here the things, join session. Save it. You can see I'm getting a table like this way. Now the number of rows we can keep repeating. It is SHT102. Training program is, let's say, full stack developer. Let's say timing I'm keeping as it is for the, then we having a training program here. Let's say DSA with Java. Okay. So these are the, let's say, 3 training I'm just going to list here this way. If you want to add some border, so we can add some border as well here. So here we can add a border equal to 1 pixel. Border also coming here. Guys, I have already told you attendance we are taking through the Zoom itself. So don't need to worry about. Please do focus on the learning. Don't ask unnecessary things. Your focus should be on the learning. As I promise, everything you will get. Have you designed the things like this way now? Even at the scholarhat.com, we mention the batches list also. Can you see? We having the upcoming batches detail. What are the various batches we have in the batch code, batch training, even the days also we have mentioned, timing also we have mentioned. So exactly same thing I'm just making over here. Yes or no? Are you getting the things? How to use tables or where to use it? Okay. List we have already used. So I don't need to tell the list again. The last thing which I left here, that is about the form, the HTML form. How we can make the form here. So when it is coming to the scholar head itself, so we having here a form to log in into the system. Am I right? This is a form I'm having. Similar way, we having a form for the sign up like this way. So how such form we can design? Such form we can design with the help of course, the HTML as well. Yeah. Even in the same code, we can add a multiple HTML page as well. There is option available if you will click on this one file explorer. There is option available to add a new file here. So from here, I can add a new file. Are we getting the option or not? There is option available in the here, new file. Let's say I'm adding a new file with the name of login.html. This way. So now this index.html, I'm just closing. I will use this login.html where I will start from doc type. Then I will use here again a HTML. It's a new page. For login, we are creating. It is a head. Define the title here. That is a login for title. Then we are having a body tag. This is my body tag here. And here I will design the things. H1 user login. I'm adding the things now here, user login. So now to open the login, you have to open like this way, login.html. Then it will open. Can you see? Here you have to mention the login.html explicitly. Then only we can access it. Are you getting the things, everyone? And now here we can mention the a div where I will add a label for user name. And here I'm adding a text box. Input type text. The name of the text box is here, let's say user name. Are you getting it, everyone? User name. So you can see I'm getting here username, label, username text box here. Even we can mention a placeholder as well. Because what happens here, if you want to guide to user, what data he or she need to enter, I can mention a placeholder. So this placeholder will guide to the user what to enter inside it. So this placeholder will guide to the user here. Then we having a password. Then we having a button here. It is a password. So input type password, because password should not be exposed to the end user. That's I'm keeping here password. Placeholder is here. We having the password. This one. And finally, add a submit button here. So it is input type submit, value is login here. So this way I'm adding the things. Of course, it is a basic HTML, so I'm not getting exactly the same look and feel because this website is using the Bootstrap. So because of Bootstrap, the UI is coming like this way, but right now we are learning the pure HTML. So the pure HTML, of course, we are getting the design here simply. For format the code, I'm using Control plus K plus D. Okay. So I hope you are able to get the things how to design a form as well. Am I right? Yes or no? So guys, here for today class, I have done. Now there is a homework for you. What is the homework? You have to create a personal web page where you have to make your resume. So what you have to do here, you have to make your portfolio. As you create the resume, similarly, you have to create the portfolio. So portfolio is nothing, it is just your resume. At the top level, you have to mention your name, then your contact detail, your experience. Okay. As we design the resume, similarly, you have to design it. It's a homework you have to complete. So tomorrow, I will check. Now, whatever you have done today, just copy this link, share this workshop detail on the social media so that the people get to know you have learned this workshop today. So there is a option available here, copy the link. Can you copy this link for this workshop here? Everyone, copy the link. There is option available, share. Copy the link and come to the LinkedIn. Because keep sharing the things with others. And here you can make a post. Learning front-end developer workshop. From Scholarhead. So we having the web page with the name the Scholarhead. Okay, the Scholarhead, this one. So learning front-end developer workshop from Scholarhead. Or you can mention like the join front-end developer workshop from Scholarhead. And you can also tag me. So my handle is here, Shailendra Chauhan. And they have mentioned here is my today learning. And you can share the link. Why I'm asking to tag our page? Because what happens here, the company who actually hiring for the front-end developer and the company who are hiring for the full stack developer, they keep asking to us, please provide the trained candidate on React, on front-end technology, so that we can hire them. Because every company need the trained manpower. Nobody need the manpower who actually know the skill. They need the manpower who can use that skill in the real project element. Even today also, what are the example I have taken in such a way, you can connect them, you can relate them. Make sense to everyone? So just share your learning today with others like this way. I'm sharing here. Join front-end developer workshop from Scholarhead by Shailendra Chauhan. Here is my today learning. And here just mention the hashtag Scholarhead, hashtag workshop and hashtag Frontend, so that the many people also able to get it. Clear for everyone? And share it. And trust me, this is the way how the things you will get. The link for this code I'm sharing with you also. You can use it as a learning. Yeah. I share the link in the chat. How many people share the today learning over the LinkedIn? On the daily basis, we will do it as a part of activity. I'm changing my text. Join my front-end developer workshop. Here is day 1 labs detail. Here is the day 1 lab detail. I'm sharing like this way. So this link will be posted, and even the people who know to you and the companies where you're looking for the job change, they also will see whatever you're doing, whatever you're learning over here. Clear? Yes or no? So guys, the today recording we will share with you through the YouTube channel.